got sun up on his hip, now he catch homicides.
LIL50, aka Walk Down Lil50, buzzing 15-year-old Ohio rapper, has been arrested for being involved with stealing a Kia that ultimately led to a cop being shot. Now the crazy part about all of this is, man, people have been predicting him going to jail. You got people like YNW Melly saying free me. But yeah, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this though, man.
An officer shot and 4 suspects now wanted by police.
Cleveland Police Detective Mark Barichuk was responding to a stolen Kia on East 30th Street and Cedar Avenue on March 14th last year. The driver of the car, Jerian Church, 17 years old at the time. After crashing, he ran. When Detective Barichuk caught up to him in his car, Church turned and fired 4 shots as he was getting out.
On the ground right now!
Suspect is in custody. He jumped out the 3rd floor window and was apprehended below it.
Just one station obtained this photo of 17-year-old Jerian Church after he jumped from a 3rd floor window on Cedar Avenue in Cleveland. U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott says his violent fugitive task force worked with Cleveland police who identified the suspect.
He had jumped out a 3-story window, jumped 3 stories, hit the ground, went unconscious for a few seconds, but he, again, tried to get away from us once again.
The U.S. Marshal says they've had eyes on the shooting suspect since he was first identified in this surveillance photo on March 14th. And he says it's like the teenager has tried to play a game of catch me if you can.
We've been tracking him for about a month, and he has been like a ping pong ball going between place to place.
Church, now arrested, is facing charges including attempted aggravated murder of a peace officer.
I know 7 a.m. shot! I'm shot!
The wounded officer was notified immediately after Church was arrested. Guns recovered. For now, he won't be jumping from windows. He'll be sitting in jail.
It will not be the only time I say this, but I will never forgive you for what you did to me and my family.
Chills through me. I was at home with my family having dinner. And then to get that particular news, obviously I got over to the hospital as quickly as possible to make sure that it was okay.
Cleveland Police Chief Wayne Drummond talked to reporters after visiting the officer at Metro Health. He said around 6:20 near East 28th and Cedar, 2 detectives on stolen car duty found what they thought was a stolen Kia. 4 suspects got out and ran. Officers chased. One of the suspects, Drummond said, dropped a gun, which a detective picked up. That's when that guy on the left, wearing the orange hoodie, shot at the officer, hitting him twice, once in the arm, once in the leg. Police say no officers fired their guns.
Thank God it was a sigh of relief when we found out that he was okay. Talked with his wife and his mother, and again, just really relieved that he's doing well.
For a brief moment, as I was falling to the ground, I felt darkness surrounding me. That moment felt extremely long, but I imagine it was death. Was this how my life was going to end? Am I ever going to see my wife and my son, who was 3 months old at the time? Will I be able to see him grow up? What will my wife do without me? That's how long that brief moment felt to me.
Your Honor, this case represents some of the brazen violence we're seeing out in the streets of Cleveland. On March 14th of this year, this young man was driving a stolen Kia in the area of East 30th Street. Police attempted to pull him over with lights and sirens. He crashed the car and ran. Another police officer, that individual's partner, picked up the pursuit and stopped and called out. He's got a gun with a 50-round mag. And he got out of his car and attempted to arrest this man, and this young man shot him point blank. Shot Detective Mark Barichuk and ran off. The state requests at least a $500,000 bond for this young man. He presents a serious danger to the community and should not be released on bond. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, Mr. Church, I'm going to set a $500,000 cash surety bond. No contact with the victim. I am going to ask that a DNA sample be taken from you as well. At this time, I'm going to appoint Attorney Scott Ramsey to represent you, sir. Mr. Ramsey will be notified today, and he'll have an opportunity to meet with you as well. The judge on the case will be Judge Holly Gallagher. She'll be assigned your judge, and she sets hearings from her courtroom and her bailiff. So Mr. Ramsey's going to get notice, Mr. Church, and then he'll have an opportunity to meet with you. Any questions, sir? All right, thank you. All right, at this time, Mr. Church, I'm going to set a $500,000 cash surety bond. No contact with the victim. I am going to ask that a DNA sample be taken from you as well. The judge on the case will be Judge Holly Gallagher. She'll be assigned your judge, and she's set hearings from her courtroom and her bailiff. So Mr. Ramsey's going to get notice, Mr. Church, and then he'll have an opportunity to meet with you. Any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll adjourn.
Church apologized in court today. His attorney asked the judge to consider his young age, his background, and psychotic episodes he experiences. The judge sentenced him to 20 to 25 years in prison for attempted aggravated murder, among other charges.
I-70, I'm shot! I'm shot!
The wounded officer was notified immediately after Church was arrested and 3 guns recovered. For now, he won't be jumping from windows. He'll be sitting in jail.
He was 17 years old at the time. This is back in March. He was 17 years of age at the time of the shooting. He is now 18. The grand jury heard the case, and he is now going to be indicted as an adult. He is facing numerous charges, including attempted aggravated murder, felony assault, failure to comply, having a weapon while under disability. That means he had a prior felony and he was in possession of a gun. Then receiving stolen property, obstructing official business, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, and the discharge of a firearm on or near a prohibited premise.
Dice game, somebody lose, somebody win. Somebody coming home, somebody is going in.